know that I'm different, self-motivated, self-disciplined, yeah. I learned from my experience. I just want someone.
Right on. Right on cue. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode from Boyz, man. I'm your host, Terry, Mr. King, and I'm in this bit with
Elijah Alexander the Great. I know that again. That was it, right?
I said that. I like a little twist on it. Yeah, you can't put the Eli on there. You know, he got his own podcast. Y'all make sure y'all check out Eli Viewpoint, man.
Yeah,
Mr.
Man.
One and All. He does everything possible that you could ever think of. But y'all, today we talking about a good topic. But y'all remember what our message is for Boys and Men, right? We're here to educate, communicate,
Right.
and motivate. So I've really been thinking about this topic, and I don't know if we talked about it already on this channel.
Okay.
But it's mainly like, who are you?
Who are you?
Yeah, cause think about it.
don't
I
think
feel like
about that.
I feel like we always in the point of self-discovery,
Right.
and over time we discover more stuff about ourselves that like kind of lose like who are you because you evolve so much.
Yeah, you never really know who yourself is.
And like a lot of people don't have nothing that some people stand on they values,
Right.
but a lot of people don't even have no value these days.
Yeah.
And they trying to find values in other places other than within themselves. And I think that's where we get lost and we get caught in the waves of these trends and everything.
Yeah. I can see that. I mean, there's a lot of people who, I see how, if you don't know yourself at an early age, especially like when you're young, the younger you are, if you don't know yourself at an early age, and you start getting around things that you've never seen before, things that you actually really want to be a part of, that's just what's gonna like cultivate you into the person that it's gonna cultivate you into something that you probably didn't want to be because you don't have that, like, I guess I'm trying to say structure, or like that base.
Yeah.
So I think that more so that ties back to like how a person was raised. Like if a person doesn't, like if your parents or whoever raised you don't like kind of instill some type of base, it kind of leads you to go
astray
and go with whatever, really.
Yeah. Good. And it's funny because sometimes the parents teach you the base, but you rebel against it.
True. That's very true.
So upbringing do have a big part in it, but I think a lot of people rebel because one, they may have a rebellious spirit. One, they could have been like a single parent home,
Right.
which you see most people these days. The reason why they rebel against one because they're like, oh no, you ain't my dad, you ain't my mom. You can't tell me what to do, blah blah blah. And it's real confusing because I'm a rebellious person.
Right.
Because like I didn't know my dad, and I feel like I still hold some resentment to that, and like I feel like by me not knowing him, I still don't know who I am. Cause it's like that missing piece of.
Yeah, I can see that.
Cause a lot of people you get certain traits from your parents.
Right.
Like, and you may not even know you got certain traits from your parent. Like, say you have one parent that wasn't there, you might have certain traits from them that you don't know. But once you find like as you meet them, you get to know them, you're like, oh.
Yeah, you're like, oh, like.
Now it makes more sense.
It makes more sense, actually. Yeah, it makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah.
I can relate to. I didn't grow up with my dad, but I had good father figures around me. So I didn't necessarily need my dad because, I had like, I'd say about like 5 to 7 father figures.
Yeah.
Like from family members to people my mama was married to after the fact, or just people who actually just wanted to see me
do good
type of thing. So like I didn't necessarily need that to know who I was as a person. I kind of learned myself, and I think like with all young people, all young people go through
find discovery.
Yeah, discovery, but also like just being rebellious, cause like I even like with the way like young people act today, it's like I think people who are like when they're in their adolescence, a lot of people they don't want they don't want to be held to no authority, or they don't want to be told what to do by no type of authority. It's like, bro, who are you? Who are you to be telling me type shit? And then I would think, maybe it's, just being hard-headed and not knowing, because some certain people, they don't be knowing. They think they know everything, and then, some people got to bump their head before they get it.
Like my uncle told me, you're either going to be taught a lesson or you're going to buy a lesson.
Yeah.
But I would agree. But you also see it's not even just the adolescence of the day. It's actually a lot of the adults and everything else.
Yeah.
Like grown people still find out who they are because they like some traumatic experience or somebody not being there affected them, and they just go down this path of, I don't even know what to call it.
Destruction.
Path of destruction, where all this shit was just one little turn and just accepting, like, this is, I got it. Because look, nobody's going to save you but you. No one is going to save you in this world but you. So you got to think about it like, oh, if I want to find out who I am, I got to do the work. Like that shadow work that most people don't want to take the time to do is like sitting down, go through the lonely period. Like that part is the lonely part is, the one where you isolate from everybody. Like, dang, do I like this because my friends like this, or because this person I like this, or do I really enjoy this because this is what I like to do? Like, who am I? Like, sitting down and finding purpose on top of the two.
Right.
And it's crazy because, like, I had a lot of father figures too. But in the back of my head, I always knew this, like, bro, I know y'all trying to step in and be my father, but you're not my dad. Yeah. And I think
But does it really matter, though? Because, outside of, honestly speaking, like, the way I look at it, it's like, even if, your parents, they fornicated and they had you. Yeah. Outside of that, if it's not really no relationship, like, so say, you were born and then you were adopted.
I know.
It's like, I think it's more so that connection with somebody that builds over time, because as a baby, you don't know shit.
I know, and then over time, it's just like, boom. And I see so many of these stories now about people coming out adopted, and like they go back and refine it, they birth parents, and right. The circumstance, like, why you gave me up. Because, like, sometimes people think in the back of their head, like, oh, I'm adopted. They didn't want me. Yeah. And they feel like, oh, now they gotta, it's like, it's still, that's a whole different type of discovery of who they are versus, like a dad just being there, then just walking out. Right.
And I even see things as like, going back to that adoption type deal is more so, when it comes to that, it's like, and I think this is a problem that everybody, a lot of people deal with. It's like not seeing things from like a whole perspective, not from your perspective.
Yes, and because I was cleaning up my mom's old room, the office that we turned into like a different, like another room and stuff. Right. And then looking at all these notes and everything, I was like, bro, I see these old letters, and they letters between my mom and my dad, and that made me start feeling some type of way.
Why?
Because I'm like, I'm reading the letters as if I'm the one she's talking to, or as I'm the person that I'm my dad writing it. Yeah. I was like, Mom, you should have to be smarter than this. He just playing, like, you can tell he just running game and this, that, and the third. And I'm just getting upset just reading it. I'm like, Mom, you didn't know better? I understand, like, if she would have knew better, I wouldn't be here.
Yeah. But also, and that's another thing too, and this is what I'm kind of starting, as I get older, I'm kind of starting to learn, like, there really is a difference between like, regardless of what society says, there's a huge difference between the way a man thinks and the way a woman thinks. And it's not to say that it's bad, but you know, most men think with 100% logic. Most women do not think with logic. Before they think with emotion. Yeah. And that's, you know, it's easy to kind of prey on them, you know, if you kind of a predator.
No, and look, and I felt some type of way because like my dad was married the whole time.
To your mom? Or?
No, to my sister's mother. They still married his wife, and like he got a daughter with like my older sister is not by his wife, but it's like 5 month difference. And then 2 years after the one with his wife, me and my older sister.
That is a player, man.
But at the same time, I'm looking at it as like he was in the military and I was in the military too. So I know how people operate in there.
Yeah.
So it was just like what was there and available and everything. But I look at it, I was like, dang, my whole life, always, you know, you feel like something's missing, even though nothing's really missing as far as what what is provided for you. Like I had everything I could ever ask for. My mom went above and beyond. Like my mom was like, she was like
above and beyond.
She was
like Superwoman.
Superwoman, Wonder Woman. Like they couldn't even touch her.
Right.
Because like she didn't do that for me. She did that for me and my sisters. Like I had 2 other sisters, so she did that with 3 kids, and working like a full-time job, doing all this other stuff, make sure she still was there for games and stuff. And I didn't appreciate it. So also I feel like regret, like dang. I'm always over here like asking about the other person that's not there. When the person that is there, I don't even give them their flowers. So I'll be like, dang, it's like I missed a part of the connection that I could have built with my mom to know more about like who she is and what she wanted to do. Like some the traits I get from her and everything else too.
Right.
And it's crazy because like me and my mom didn't have a real conversation until 2020 when we like everything shut down. Nobody can go nowhere. So I was like, we sat down, had a conversation. I said, Mom, what did you really want to do in life? Like, what was your dream? What did you want to do when you was growing up? She said she wanted to be a teacher. My mom was like kind of scared to get in front of people. And the funny thing about it, I asked my grandma the same thing. She said the same thing. They was like, yeah, they didn't come true and everything too. But I had to try to show them. I was like, actually, you did become a teacher. You didn't become like one in the school, but like you're a person to train people at your job. What you doing?
Teaching.
And my grandma was like Bible study and everything, Sunday school.
Same thing.
Like you helped me when I was little with the read. You read with me. You did everything a teacher did, but you was at home.
Yeah. But see, with you saying all of that, I see that you one of those people who develop to see the whole picture.
Yeah.
Not just your picture.
And
that makes sense.
And yeah, but like as I'm trying to develop my own picture, like I said, it's still that missing piece.
Oh, so you feel like now it's still a missing piece?
Even though because as far as like my family I got going, like I got my kids.
Oh yeah, I be forgetting you, bro.
Yeah.
You're a whole dad.
I'm a dad and everything too. And I see little things that my son do that I used to do, and the same thing with my little girl.
Yeah.
And any other potential kids I may have out there that comes up later on. And as I sit down with them and spend quality time with them, I'm gonna see different things like boom. I'm also gonna let them know like, bro, I'm here. Like if you ever need to sit down and talk and everything else too, boom.
Right.
Because they got other halves of them that I don't know, but I just want to be there for them. And I remember how big of a role my granddad played in my life, and like me figuring out who I was, cause he was big on family and big on he tried to spend as much quality time as possible with me. I chose to stay around the women, cause that's what
I ain't gonna lie, I used to do the same thing, and bro, I used to get so like I don't know. I guess the older men. At a point in time, bro, like I used to be around like with just all girls, like growing up.
Mm-hmm.
It used to get to a point to where people thought I was gay. The older men would be like, "Are you gay?"
Yes.
Shit. I'd be like, "Bruh."
My office would say the same thing. Cause like they was like, "Hey, he need to be hanging out with us with the guys and stuff and everything." I was like, and like my son, he do the same thing. But like me and him, we connect, but then we also butt heads.
Right.
My son is the best of me, because I'm not gonna let him be the worst part of me. I refuse to, but I acknowledge that part of him. I see if he get upset sometimes.
But isn't that I think it's that more so just that male natural instinct.
Yeah.
It's like, when it's another.
I can read my kids, and I know, like, hey, you need to, like, I had to sit down and talk to him, I think it was 2 days ago. We sit down having a conversation, because, like, he really was trying to tell me stuff, but at the time, I know I wasn't listening to him, because I know he didn't know what he was talking about at the time, but I didn't want him to feel like his words didn't matter. So I sat down with him afterwards, like, so what's going on? He been getting a little agitated lately about the littlest things. And I know his mom was already not there and everything else too. And I feel like that goes by. He got the exact, this is why it's so crazy with me and my son. He's experiencing everything I experienced. Reverse, yeah. So I'm like, and it sucks. Because when you know how something feels, and you try to keep your kids from feeling that, and there's nothing you can do about that part, it just like, everything you said you wasn't going to do end up happening. Like you said, you ain't going to be missing out on your kids' lives, but with other parents out there, they still going through the same thing you did.
Yeah, true.
And then I feel like that can cause them to have a little doubt in who they are. So I just try to make sure I encourage them, like, hey, yo, you special. They might not know it. You in a better spot now. But, like, don't never doubt yourself for who you is.
Right.
My little girl, she just, oh my God. Honestly, I'm gonna let you know right now. I see my little girl being, Simone Biles ain't gonna have shit on my little girl.
Really? Okay.
I just gotta start putting her in, I'm gonna put her in the classes, little gymnastic classes. Like, she be around there, like, I can do this split, toe touches, trying to flip already. I was like, oh, do you want to do this? I was like, at home, no, you can't do this. So I'm gonna say, all right, now over here, go ahead, train, do the best you can. We gonna get to the Olympics, boom, push her. But I don't want her to lose who she is too, because
right.
People get lost in the task versus finding out who they are.
Yeah. Another thing I wanted to touch on, like when it comes to finding out who you are, is one of the things I also realized, and I even learned from older people, is like everybody's journey is different.
Yeah.
So like, if I grew into who I was at 25, that might not be the same situation for you. It might take you to 45.
Exactly.
Or
30.
Some people 60.
It takes a lot, for real. Because a lot of people it don't click, or like other opportunities, and they had a lot of obstacles in their ways that they never overcame until a certain age. And I agree with that completely. Because like right now I'm 30. And I see it like, all right, I can revert back to doing this, or I can actually press forward to the things I want to do.
Right.
And make them grow and bloom into something that I always seen myself bloom to. And it's just getting out that comfort zone, getting out that fear, like, oh, all right. Like, yeah, you're going to have, anything you do in life that's worth having is not going to be easy.
Right.
And
he ain't lying, boy.
it's not going to be easy. And I think over time, you learn you got to do it by any means necessary.
Most definitely.
Because at the end of the day, it's what you want.
Not what nobody else wants.
Not what nobody else wants. Everybody gonna put their expectations on you.
Exactly.
But you can't listen to that, because that's also get you sort of caught up in, oh, if I'm not this, that, and the third, I'm not good enough. Fuck them. You're good enough right now. You just don't have the belief in yourself that you can do it.
Right.
And see a lot of kids getting put down, not have that person to encourage. I feel like mostly, I know my mom did encourage me, but I feel like if your father tell you like, oh, bro, you can do this. I got your back. Cause like my uncle, that's how my uncle is with me. Like if I call him, talk to him, he sit there and listen to me. He also give me, he a pastor too. So, you know, he give me the scripture, he give me his thoughts, try to, he's like, don't revert back to this.
I think that's needed though. Like that's like the balance.
Yeah.
Cause shoot, I have it. Like, bro, I got the street OGs.
Yeah.
I got the Muslim OGs. I got the
That's
pastor
OG. Exactly.
So I think everybody's perspective is valid, especially like when it comes to dealing with older people. And I was telling you like off air, like I was talking to the kids Sunday. Bro, I was telling them like, bro, it's so much stuff that y'all can learn from various different elders, various different perspectives, bro. Like, it would change the way you think, and also it might save your life.
Exactly. Exactly. Because you see a lot of people become a product of their environment.
Exactly.
And, you know, they always little talk about nature versus nurture.
Yeah.
But I feel like both is needed.
Facts.
I feel like once we just start saying nature versus nurture, like nature and nurture, like, yeah, I need, like, when we start piecing it together, because really, like we talked about on the last episode, it's all mental.
Right.
It's our mental balance that keeping us down to where we're at. Once we start realizing, all right, boom, yeah, look at the environment. Like, do I want to stay in this environment? Do I want to end up like this? And you have the older people that are living, like, trying to guide the kids, like, hey, don't go down the same path I did, do this different. And then, like, they start nurturing them, like, hey, to press them out of that. That's how you shrink the poverty area in our communities that is still growing and it should not be growing.
Right.
With all these opportunities out here, it's just like, there should be no reason why we as a people are still at the bottom.
Yeah. But I think it's a lot, bro. It's like, I think it's more so one mindset.
Yep.
Also like the base that people have at home is not good. And then just nowadays, bro, like, there's no structure at all. Like, bro, like, it's not going, perfect example is like even with the kids nowadays, it's like, bro, if I see my dad, he's a gangbanger, killer.
I'm gonna do what he do.
I'm going, why would I not do what he's doing?
I want to be just like my daddy.
Yeah.
And the same thing with like the mamas being strippers and stuff and dancing in front of their kids.
They're making that culture cool.
Yeah, and that is not.
Yeah.
Because look, all my baby mamas are strippers. They were strippers after the fact. They started stripping after the fact. And look, it's crazy because I never went to the strip club.
Okay.
And seen them. I ain't know they was doing this, that, and third, but.
I said all of them?
I know.
Yeah, I mean, two.
Two of them. I got a pop spot though. But finally, we're going to do a DNA test to see. And then I'm going to say 3, then you know what? I'm done. But,
hey, I mean,
God. I know, right? But I look at it like, I be thinking like, because when I see my kids dance or stuff like that, I'm like, I know certain things you see from the other people doing. Kids are like sponges, they soak up everything they see or hear and everything. So they're not going to do a certain thing if they ain't seen a certain thing.
Fact.
And that's why, like, sometimes I sit down and correct certain stuff. I'm like, bro, no, this ain't what you do.
Yeah.
Like, when a little girl, like, no, you don't sit like this. When you have a skirt on like this, you cross your legs, boom, like.
I ain't gonna lie, I probably need to learn, like, before I have a daughter, I probably need to learn, like, proper, like, little girl etiquette.
Oh, yeah, because
look,
and like, I even tell her when she hugs somebody, hug them on the side, whenever they pick her up and hug her, don't want to hug nobody coming straight on, like, hugging them. And I'm like, no, and then, like, I'm like, how you sit and everything, do his little stuff like this, I don't need no sassiness. Screw the sassiness.
Yeah.
Sassiness can leave you at the door. This ain't no love and hip hop, Atlanta, basketball wives, this ain't none of that shit.
Fact.
I'm like, nah.
But even like, bro, even going back to like the I think that was a good point though. Like your baby mamas, even being a part of like the strip culture. I don't necessarily think that's their fault. You know, they probably could have. Cause going back to what we said earlier, like bro, a lot of women think emotional.
Yeah.
So you know when a lot of these girls are out here contemplating on what they want to do for money, they not thinking okay. Oh, like a man would think logically, like, okay, shoot, I need to go get me a job real quick type shit. They think, okay,
I can make this.
idol doing this, and all I gotta do is show my ass.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's what we doing.
And the crazy thing about it, it's getting easier and easier for women these days to do stuff like that. Like OnlyFans, stripping, premium Snapchats, whatever, and guys, and actually the guys that are feeding into is also like
Yeah, cause the guy's the audience.
exactly, and not even some women too, but still at the same time, like the more you put more money into stuff, the more people want to do that stuff.
Right.
And that's what making like such a bigger gap between like hey, I ain't gonna lie. I ain't knocking nobody to do OnlyFans, I ain't knocking nobody to do strips, I ain't knocking nobody to do none of that. But at the end of the day, what you put out is always gonna stay out there on the internet. That stays forever.
Yeah. And also like I feel like where a lot of women go wrong with that, and a lot of women don't think long term.
Yeah.
Instant gratification. So it's like, okay, I made $20,000, $30,000, $100,000 these past 5 years, but did I put any up for retirement? Did I invest into businesses? Did I create like
to where no generational wealth?
Yeah, because once you know 30, 35, you know, like
it's
gonna be a new girl on the block.
And
new 21-year-old, 20-year-old.
And look, I think I think I heard this. With men and women is opposite. Like over time, men
have to become somebody.
No, they become more valuable.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
And women, I'm not saying all women, but most women over time, their value diminish.
Yeah.
So they like, I feel like they in this window like boom, 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 like oh, I can get all the money real quick, like this, that, third. Yeah. But now after you did all that real quick and then like boom, now you ain't got that money coming in. What they're gonna lead to next?
Exactly.
Now you lose. Cause I'm like, I don't think nobody ever just said, oh, I want to be a stripper or OnlyFans. If you did, cool, that's you. I'm not knocking you, but at the same time, I'm like, some stuff be happening that no one talks about, and then like the traumatic experiences, they like, we don't just want to live life, have fun, and just blow it. Which ain't a bad way to live. Do your thing. If you doing your thing, making your money, you able to feed yourself, provide for all your needs and everything, do it. But someone the other day said, talk about men. There's no such thing. They say men supposed to be providers, everything else too. Providers, yeah, but you can't hold a man to the old standards because these not the same women from that era right there too.
True.
Y'all got this. Women got it easy.
Even then though, too, it's more so going back to now we living in a time to where everybody feels as if they can challenge the authority.
Yeah.
Which I can see it in a good way and a bad way. But most notably when it comes to like the dynamic of the man and woman relationship, it's like if we coming together as one, why is it that, you know, when we try to do something, you're always questioning, you trying to go head to head with the authority. It's like,
and
bro.
this goes back to the happy wife, happy life.
Yeah.
Like, that's the reason why if someone comes with that statement to me, if I ever decide to get married or talk about marriage, it's out the window.
Right.
Because you're basically telling me your happiness is more important than my happiness. if I ain't happy, what the hell I'm doing here?
Exactly.
And it's like you can't put one before the other. They always think they the prize. Okay, you talking about you the prize, but then you always say we ain't this, that, and third. Is that we lie and everything else too. Everybody lies in this world. Everybody told lies. I mean, everybody lied. Everybody cheat.
Yeah.
It is what it is. But you trying to say it's okay for you to do, but the man can't. Like, it ain't right for nobody to cheat. It ain't no right for nobody to lie. That's just how you, if you want to look at it that way. But at the end of the day, if you trying to be more superior than a man versus equal, everything y'all feminists are talking about is bullshit.
That's another thing that I do hate too, is more so it's like women nowadays, a lot of women nowadays, like the whole feminist movement, all that, people, they want to be a man without being a man, if that makes sense. Like they want to be able to, they want to be like, you know how people say when a girl starts a business or whatever, it's a whole bunch of dick riding and shit, like, I'm a boss bitch.
Yeah.
People want to be the authority, but don't want to be held
accountable.
And
that's what's, because look, we gotta hope, we be held accountable before we even get to that
yeah.
Point. And like, that's why when I say like women got it easier, look, if they really talking about equality, because really, they always have more power than us.
Yeah.
Think about it, legal system wise, any other section wise in this whole world, women had it easy. Like, they got more power. So, if y'all really talking about equality, let's make the court system more equal.
Yeah.
For single fathers that's trying to get their kids and everything else as well. Let's make the rules for the man and the woman the exact same. That means y'all will be losing y'all power. Like, if y'all lie on a man, you can be falsely accused, and y'all can go to jail just as much as the man can for making a false statement. Yeah. Like,
or even then, bro, it's like, bro,
just hold them accountable.
When it comes to going back to what you said, you know, with the men and women, their value, their perception of value being reversed, that's very true. Because, bro, I see, like, you know, when it comes to, you know, you are a young lady, you know, you went through high school, you went through high school, you went through college, you know, people just gonna give you money.
Yeah.
Fast forward to somebody like myself right now, bro. I have to make a connection with every single sale that I make.
Yeah.
I gotta like damn near fucking crawl and nail for that dollar type deal. Versus when you just suit up, go to the strip club, or
they ain't gotta do anything. Look, all they gotta do is post a picture with a booty out, or like saying they in a bikini or something. They take a photo like that. They get them, like, this day and age in social media. All they gotta do is basically sex sales. I'm not knocking y'all for making y'all money, but I'm saying, like, people, like, it's okay for them to show ass and titties, camel toes, whatever. But let you show a dick.
Oh yeah, it's over with.
It's over with. But if we're gonna talk equality, you should do the same thing for the ass and titties and all the private parts of a woman that you should do for a man. A man that's get caught with his private parts out, guess what's gonna happen?
Matter of fact, they'll make you a sex offender.
Exactly.
But you know what's crazy? Is that when I go on a sex offender site, I've never seen women. I've never even heard of a woman sex offender, to be real with you.
Other than them teachers that slept with their students,
but see, I don't even hear them.
I don't think
they register as sex offenders.
I think they don't, and it's crazy because like that plays a big part of who you are and everything as well too. Like,
right.
Look, if you already know you're gonna be held to different standards, it kind of question you like, hey, do I even want to go down this road where, boom, this, that, and the third, versus, and like the value system get questioned a lot. like for women and everything else too. Like yeah, say they in that lifestyle. Say they're in there just because they're trying to pay their bills or something else. Like they're trying to provide and everything.
Right.
And they probably go against some of your values. Like, hey, I may in this for a moment, but not trying to stay in this forever. Understand that. But you got those some that are just like, I don't give a fuck.
I also see is that, you know, that behavior or the way we kind of train, you know, a lot of young women to be. Mm-hmm. I think that's what ultimately leads to the way a lot of women are when they reach their 30s. A lot of single women are when they reach their 30s.
Cause look, you speaking of like these videos when like they have these little the meet and greets and everything, and they be all women and no men.
Yeah.
Like, bro, why I want to go there and deal with you? And I know you're gonna be on this bullshit.
Exactly.
Cause like you said, I remember you said it a long time ago. Women expect somebody to come save them.
Exactly.
Guys know there's no one to come save them.
Yeah, we know, like, bro, ain't nobody coming to save your ass.
And look, it also plays back to this. This is why I think it's so important for like fathers and mothers to teach their kids this too. And over the whole period of life, you've always been told how to treat a woman, right? And women have been taught how to be treated by a man. But we have yet to teach women
how to treat men.
How to treat men and how to teach men how to be treated by a woman. They think they can get away with everything. We need to start teaching them, these young women and young men, like, nah, this shit don't fly. And start retraining ourselves to like, hey, how is a man supposed to be treated?
Exactly.
How are you supposed to be valued? Because if you ain't gonna value him, guess what? You don't get mad when he go out and find somebody that is gonna value him.
Exactly.
So, because you probably really gonna go out and do what you want to do.
Matter of fact, bro, I'm gonna write that down, bro. We gotta teach.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
We have to teach.
Yes.
Women how
to treat. Yeah. Because some of them have a good man on their, like, right there with them.
But bro, that's like just hit for me though, bro. Cause like, that's facts. And I'm gonna probably start asking a lot of my females, like, were you taught how to treat men, or are you just going off of what you fucking feel like?
And what you see. And like,
what you see.
Because literally, if you look at it, a lot of these women, they are going off of reality TV shows, like Housewives, the drama stuff, soap operas, what they see on TV. It's like, all you see is really the man doing it for the woman. But what is that woman providing for that man? If they ain't providing him no place of peace and everything else as well, like what purpose do they serve?
And I'm actually, as I get older too, it's like, bro, that's why I try to like tell a lot of my female friends, it's like, cut the bullshit. Like, stop living in fucking fantasies. This is real fucking life.
Because you think I'm about to, look, they always say, oh, you going to take me on this trip, take me on this, like, that's bullshit. Look, you trying to get with a baller. Yeah. Or this celebrity people that probably showing you just the best part, not showing you everything else that's going on behind it. You want that type of lifestyle, now we can build that over time, but...
Bro, because when the money gone, they gone, bro.
Exactly. At the end of the day, it's just, and you realize, when all your past relationships, I feel like guys get way more emotionally attached to the women than women do to the men. But I have learned this. I think Kevin Gates said it. Don't get mad when it's over. Just know that was just the end of your turn with her.
Yeah.
And it's good, kind of true. It's like, yeah, because after that, she on to somebody else. Do I want to get back with her? Maybe. I'll be thinking about it, but no. I had fun in my turn with her. I enjoyed it. I learned something else. And like, over time, I look at it like now, because like, I was looking at something this morning. I couldn't sleep last night, so I woke up, went to the gym, like, listening to some stuff on YouTube, and I always was thinking like these soul ties. I was like, man, how you cut away soul ties and everything? Talking about like ex-girlfriends, people you've been with. You acknowledge the what you learned in that relationship. Be thankful for it, and also talk about like the negative, like what you made you feel, what you learned. I look at every girlfriend I had. I was like, dang, I do be like holding on to different stuff from them, not even knowing I'm doing it.
Right.
But also I know that I'm doing it. And I literally this morning I was like, I said I thank Natasha because she had to build my confidence. Because I was a shy person. But also I learned not to be, what is that, when you like listen to other people all the time. What is that word? It slipped my mind. Oh, fuck, what's that word? Don't be, when you listen to people, words over the people, other people.
Listening to words over action.
No, like I'll listen to other people over
her.
Yeah, over her.
Oh, okay.
What's it?
I don't know what it's called, but
I can't think of the word. If y'all find out what the word is called, write it in the comments. Write it in the comments. With Latoria, like I learned how to love fully and forgive in that one. Like after everything we've been through, like me and her, like boom, learn how to forgive and everything. And like with Asia, learn not to rush. With Aaliyah, learn how to love again. You know, and I look back, I was like, damn, they actually played a big part of who I became. And like, even though it may have not end the way I wanted it to end, I'm glad it ended. Anyway.
I feel the same way. Like, bro, like every relationship or situation that I've been in, bro, like I've learned from it or from those people, bro. Like,
yeah.
But it's like I'm at peace though.
And I realized like this morning when I was saying that and listening, I was like, same thing. I was like, weird. The sun was rising. It was sunrise. I'm out there on my front porch in the country, just thinking about it. It just like,
bro, I gotta come by your place today.
I'm trying to tell you, early in the morning. Hey, early in the morning is nothing like just like the sunrise, like the little dew in the mist. You're like, damn, I'm in like a movie. But it was like a piece of finally can let go of stuff that I was like, man, I feel like I'm still holding on to this.
Right.
I mean, you know what, thanks for this. Thanks for this. I'm glad this. Like now, like when I feel like moving forward, if I do still pursue another relationship, I can like just look back and like, all right, I don't want to rush this part with this. I know how I am in relationships when I was with the other people, so I know, like, boom, I can bring out the best of what I learned, and don't do the opposite. Don't do the worst of what I did.
Right.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I definitely support it. I would like to say I'm the same exact way. I'm just like, every experience that you go through is an experience that you can learn from.
Exactly.
You gotta always be learning. And I feel like, and that's what I was telling the kids the other day, bro, if you stop learning, you stop growing. Like, once you've learned, and it was somebody else who said, one of my mentors was like, bro, once you've learned everything that there is to know, the only thing left for you to do is die.
Yep. and that's the thing about it. And really, you should never be at that point because there's always new knowledge out there.
Right.
So when you think about that, there's always been new knowledge. I mean, there's always something new for you to learn, a new skill that you can master, something else a new hobby you can take up. It's just, are you willing to make that effort to go and get what you want, learn something new?
Bro, and even, like, bro, I'm one of them people, bro, it's like, because in high school, bro, I used to think, like, damn, like, I hope I ain't learned every goddamn thing in the world, like, shit. But now that I'm older, it's like, bro, I'm learning new shit every day. Like, the shit that I learn now, bro, it's like, you wouldn't even imagine. And I don't even be learning it in college. Nope. It just be like life.
And regular life.
Regular life.
The regular life teach you. And if you ever get to this point, if you go back and try to relearn something, but learn it from the other perspective, the thing you thought you knew, you end up you don't even really know.
Yeah.
Because the one class I took in college at PSC, it was contemporary history, literature, and the teacher was a Marine. But I love how he did his class. He said, I'm not going to give y'all tests. We ain't going to hardly have no written assignments. Read the book, and we have a discussion. Either we're going to talk about the movie or a book or whatever we was doing at the time. He's like, if y'all talk about it and everything else, there ain't going to be no test. But the people that don't talk, put in no input, they have to take a test. But literally, you can read the same thing as somebody else.
Yeah, totally two different perspectives.
And that taught me something too. There's no such thing as right or wrong. It's all about perspective.
I agree.
So what may be right for me
may not be right for you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I kind of try to adapt that to life now. Like, it doesn't work for me. But that worked for him.
But honestly, and that's actually right, bro. Because honestly, if society wasn't the way it is now, like, bro, somebody did something to a family member. Cause like, all right, let's use death and killing for example.
Oh yeah.
If society didn't feel how they felt about death and like death necessarily being a bad thing, if somebody killed your family member, you know, because you know in certain cultures, you know, if your loved ones died, that's like a celebration.
Mm-hmm.
But here, you know, somebody kill your family member, you want to go kill them back.
Oh yeah.
But if society's not like that, I mean, if you're not raised up into that environment, technically, you know, you might not feel that way.
Yeah, because two movies that, or one TV show, one movie that showed the picture that. On My Block. If you seen On My Block on
the
Netflix?
TV show?
Yeah, on Netflix.
Yeah.
When they had another season came out later on, the fourth season.
I didn't watch the first season.
Watch it. The grandma died.
Okay.
And like, this is how I want to go out. If I die, celebrate me, have a party, turn up, talk about the life, you know, talk about the good part, talk about the bad part, talk about keep it real.
Right.
At the end, you know, like yeah, because really people don't understand death is the end goal for everybody.
Right.
That's one thing we can't escape.
You're not gonna beat them.
You can't escape it. So when the time comes, you're sad at the moment, but also it should be happy for the other person because now they ain't gotta go through this suffering anymore on this earth. Like there's so many different outlooks of what could probably happen after you die. But Thor actually put me on something. Like all these different gods and everything else too.
Mm-hmm.
Like literally, they was talking about, oh yeah, there's a God for every person, every type of religion. Mm-hmm. And when you die, you just go to that person, like that type, their version of their heaven. I was like,
It could be possible.
And it could be possible. Because look, at the end of the day, like I said, there's no such thing as wrong. So that's just their version of what they got going. At the end, when the girl died, the lady Thor, whatever her name was, the Thor girlfriend, wife, whatever she was, she went to Valhalla and where everything else, and it's just like, boom. It's like, well, damn.
But even then, bro, it's like, I was watching, I was up late last night too.
You seen the new trailer for Black Panther yet?
Yeah, that's hard.
Oh, shit.
But
I felt that.
I was watching Charleston White, and he was explaining, like, there is no such thing as karma. Because if there was, why has Caucasians been able to terrorize the black community and nothing bad ever happens to them? And like he was going on like he was using a lot of scenarios. It was like, you know, like, because when it comes to like, you know how rappers talk about death and murder all the time, people feel offended. Yeah. But nobody calls out the white people who
do the same thing.
When they used to hang black people and stuff, they used to mock their death. Nothing ever happened to those white people. Mm-hmm. Karma does not really exist. It's all in your head.
going back to it's not really a right or wrong thing, because honestly, bro, when it comes to like animalistic behavior or nature, everything is really about the art of survival.
Yeah.
Or the willing to survive. So like, if, white people might not even be wrong, because at the end of the day, they preserving their race.
Yeah.
Because what do animals do in the wild? It's either me or you.
They kill.
Yeah.
They eat to survive. You know, and the same thing with us. We kill animals.
Exactly.
And ourselves. And that's just a part of who we are as people. And really, like I said, nowadays it's just second nature. Like, it would surprise me if it actually was like, oh, it's not, no. Everybody in the world was like, just stop killing. And let people do that naturally. I would be shocked.
It's not going to happen, though. It's not possible. I don't think it's possible because of it's nature.
Yeah.
It's nature. I feel now it's nature for people to die. It's nature for people to kill. It's nature for people to be in disagreement. If all that stuff just stops, the world will probably collapse.
Yeah.
Because you got to think, all of those things have been happening since the start of civilization.
Yeah, Cain and Abel.
Yeah.
Even before that.
Even the story of Adam and Eve.
Yeah.
Even Adam couldn't even get on one accord. Like, they told you, don't eat the fucking apple. You ate the fucking apple.
The exact reason why I'm saying, women, y'all the problem.
Don't listen.
Y'all don't listen. Y'all don't know, but we all been butt ass niggas still in
But matter of fact, you know what that tells me though? Is the art of women always trying to question and try to uphold and take down the authority. Cause she didn't have to eat the apple.
Yeah, she's technically, she is women. That's why women days are. Oh my God, that was a whole nother topic. But shoot, man. But Eli, so who are you?
Who am I? I would say I'm a thought leader. I lead people with my thoughts. I'm a thought leader, a hell of a dude, a young black man, just always growing and evolving, still building, still growing, I'm just like any other regular black kid in America. Like, shit, I'm hustling every day.
Yeah.
So whether it's selling oils, selling houses, still in school, just trying to make it, like going back to what you were saying, trying to make myself of value over time. Yeah. And really just to sum all that up is just a thought leader. I lead people with my thoughts, from like aromatherapy to giving people advice on the podcast, speaking to the kids advice, doing speaking engagements. Everything my skill set is my mind. Like, that's like, it's thinking with my thoughts. So like, overall, I would say I'm a thought leader. I lead people with my thoughts, and I make things happen with my thoughts. Like, from the technology side, when it comes to coding, building websites, working with computers, putting things together. I'm the guy that can really like put stuff together and make it happen. All with my thoughts.
That's all.
So that's who I am.
I like that. I like that.
Who are you?
I think the best way I can answer that, with my words, not by my actions.
Okay.
I'm a limitless being on a journey of self-discovery.
Okay.
That would never end. Which means I feel like I still believe I can do anything I put my mind to. I can still learn new tasks. I can still got room to grow. Just I gotta do the limits I put on myself and that I allow others to put on me. So I think that's who I am. Because like I said, like when you think about it, to the basic answers, like son, father, grandson. Eventually gonna be a grandfather.
Yeah.
All this stuff. It was like there's no right, there's no wrong answer to what I am. So now it's just piecing everything together to get the full picture of who you are.
Yeah.
Yeah. But man,
Always growing though.
always.
Always growing.
Even when you don't know you're growing.
Never stop learning.
Yes. Because once you stop learning, that's when you let depression and everything else creep in. Because you're being too stagnant. That means you need to get out your comfort zone and get out there and learn something new. Learn something new every day.
Yeah, that's me every day. Like, I'm always learning new shit.
And that keeps the devil away. And if you don't know who the devil is, look in the mirror.
True.
Yeah. You are your own devil, and you are your own version of God. So decide which side you want to be. Man, Eli, thank you again for coming in today.
No problem.
Yeah,
I
sir.
already know.
He's Mr. Reliable. Anytime I call him, he's Mr. Reliable. Except if he's taking a spin class.
Yeah.
Hey, but I'm not gonna be learning something new, man. I couldn't do it. I can. Matter of fact,
No, you can.
I can do it. I did it before, but
Honestly, bro, it's not that bad.
no, I did one before with this one of my professors here. She kicked my ass, so I don't even.
Oh, here?
Yeah. Yeah. Her name is.
They do it here?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I gotta check it out.
Yes, sir. But man, thank y'all again for tuning in for this episode from Boys and Men. Y'all, we keep growing, we keep building. Man, go ahead. If y'all ain't subscribed yet, click the subscribe button, hit the like button, leave a comment down below. You know, on every platform that we own, just look out for us. We got big things coming, more moves happening. Yo, I feel like this place that we're at is in the renaissance of a lot of things that are blooming in the art form, is podcasts, movies, entertainment-wise, and anything possible. So just tune in, lock in, and stay in touch with us, whatever we got going. I want to say thank y'all again. Oh, yeah. Can't leave without saying my last line. Eli almost left out here without saying it. Remember this, dream big dreams, because small dreams have little magic. And how big would you dream if you know that you can fail? And remember this, you do your best and let God take care of the rest. But I love y'all. Thank y'all again. Thank you, Eli, again.
No problem.
You already know. Peace,
Peace.
love, happiness. We out.
I know that I'm different, self-motivated, self-disciplined, yeah. I learned from my experience. I just want someone to take me serious. Real questions that I ask. How long will this solo trip last? I'm content with being alone in the past, but it's changing and it's something I can't grasp. Turn off my phone, I'm in my zone, so now I'm acting different. I'm to myself, I'm in my head, mapping out this life I'm living. Shadow work on myself, I done already seen hell. Can't fit in, so I rebel, but I don't miss a beat.